Welcome to the 420 version of the Let's Get Blunt podcast. And I'm going to call this Let's Get Blunt podcast After Dark because I want to just start coming on here, sharing my thoughts on certain things without the guides of like being there to assist someone through their healing. I just want to be able to speak on certain subjects and share my views while getting lit. And we know that the higher I ascend, the more profound the shit is going to be. So let's tap in and see what we're talking about. Today's, as always, we're sponsored by the Golden Earth Botanics. But today I want to talk about interpersonal relationships. Let's set the mood first. And so it is 4:20. It is nighttime, and I have not smoked yet. Okay, these are hand rolled incense. They smell so good. They're Palo Santo. But as you can see, but hand-rolled incense is where it's at. I'm bougie, even when it comes to my incense. So we're going to tap in. And I am just going to, may I put this in you, please? Thank you. Make sure I don't touch you with it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I have to ask my plants before I just shove things inside of them. Consent. Anyway, let's roll something. What are we talking about? We have some, I don't know. I don't know what I got today. I'm gonna be honest. This is some Black Afghan. We also have Cookie Face, mix White OG, oh, we got some more White OG. What else we got in here? I think that's it. I had some this is supposed to be like wedding cake. I do not like it. It gives me too much of a head high, and especially when I'm like doing divination and channeling, it's just the worst. Let me get my lips. Y'all see those eyelashes? You're not a girl if you don't find random eyelashes everywhere. You're not a girly girl if you don't just find random eyelashes just stuck to shit. Anyway, I think I might have gotten wasted somewhere during a smoke session and took my lashes off and put it in my little wee bag. Cause that's what happens. Anyway, we're gonna go with some Mango Natty Wraps, organic hemp wraps. I used to be a Bluntsville girl, but I like my leaves, but I can't do the nicotine anymore. So we're gonna go with all organic hemp. All right. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about interpersonal relationships, and I guess it's going to show up more in dating, but I think this can apply to all relationships pretty much in general. And I'm just going to make my observances, which may not be your experience. So I'm not here to argue with you about how you feel about things. I'm just telling you how I feel. So this isn't to spark debate. I don't want to debate. My best friend He's like, put together a panel and we could talk about this. But honestly, I don't want to debate the topic. I want to actually just speak my piece on the topic. I really don't want to go back and forth with anybody about it. Right? And what I've been seeing and observing, whether through, this is pre-ground, I love this, what I've been, because I'm lazy sometimes, what I've been seeing in interpersonal relationships is that, and how it intersects with manifestation and spirituality, because I'm gonna stay in my lane, right, is that people don't know what they want. People are really moving with zero intention or surface level intention, right? And then wondering why they're not having the result that they seek. Man, woman, child, whatever. And it shows up a lot in the dating space, where I think there's just a general thing that people don't really know what they want. And I'm not saying this as surface level, right? I'm saying this as someone who's worked with thousands of people, done thousands of readings over the past 10 years, and helped thousands of people manifest. The number one problem is people don't know what they want. They know what they don't want, but they don't know what they do want. And I don't have my blunt sealer here, and it's just me, so we're not passing, so we're not worried about the vid. Right? Let me, hold on. Yeah, boy. Pretty, pretty. So anyway, people don't really know what they want, which has been leading to a lot of dysfunction in interpersonal relationships, because we're going into situations where we have to share experience with other people. And we're saying one thing, but we're moving differently, or our subconscious desires something else. And I'm saying this in terms of interpersonal relationships. And if you don't know what you desire, how in the world can you ever be authentic? You have all these podcasts teaching you the alpha male this, and feminine divine this, and the dark feminine this, and in reality, we're all fucking human, desiring the same fucking things. We're desiring respect. We're desiring love. We're desiring safety. We're desiring to feel worthy. We're desiring reverence. We're desiring all these things when we get into interpersonal relationships, and whether that's friendships, whether that is marriages, whether that is dating, whatever the fuck that looks like. Everyone is moving with the same innate desire. Now, we've conflated it to a bunch of different fucking shit. Come on. Yeah. It turned into a man needs this and a woman needs this, and if she's not doing this and if he's not doing that, when reality is all those things are saying that you're missing a piece. All those things that you have put as a priority in your relationship is filling a need in which you feel is void. And if you're not introspective, and if you're not doing your healing work, you're navigating in your trauma. You're navigating these interpersonal relationships in your trauma. And I'm not saying this to say that, oh, everybody out here is trauma and like moving from some form of trauma. The world is just fucking traumatic. But I'm not saying this to discount people's awareness. What I am saying is that we have become a society that just moves without intention. And that's transferring over to how we date, how we navigate friendships, how we navigate, our coworker personalships, how we navigate our neighbors, how we navigate society, how we navigate strangers. Everyone is so concerned with the me that they miss the we. So I'm going to circle back to authenticity. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep this in the lane of manifestation. But the number one thing that I get people to do when they come to me and they want to manifest is I get them to say what the fuck they want. And so many people are scared to say what the fuck they want. And I don't know whether it's a neurotypical, neurodivergent thing. I'm neurodivergent. I tend to say what I mean. But I've realized that that's not the rule. That's not the general way that people do things. People like to tap dance around what they actually mean, what they actually desire, what they actually want, under this guise that you're supposed to read the cues. But in that, I think we don't breathe life into what we desire when we sidestep around saying what that actually looks like to us. And every time I tune into like the dating scene, I just see the Spider-Man meme where everybody is like pointing at one another and they're all the same person. And that's how I feel about dating. Everyone is pointing their finger at who's doing what, and we're all moving the same fucking way, generally, without intention, and just moving. That's why we have the conversations about what I'm gonna pay for on a first date, etc., etc. The only reason that is a question is because you're trying to date 20, 30 women at the same fucking time. There used to be a time that when you invited someone out, you got to know her before you invited her out on the first date. You got to talk about her dreams, her aspirations. You got to know them as a person before asking them out on a date. So by the time you ask them out on a date, you already know the caliber of being that you're going to be on a date with. So meeting them for a pre-date, like that wasn't a thing, right? And I think with all the trauma and shit and the we, generally society has become this anxiety-laden community that is scared to fucking talk to one another and is scared to fucking interact with one another and scared to fucking like say shit, but they still want to have sex. They still want a girlfriend. They still want a man, a husband. They still want all these things, but they don't want to do what it takes to actually, intentionally know someone. I think we as a society has become so far removed from humanity that we don't even know how to interact as humans anymore, because we use technology so much that it has lessened our ability to actually have conversations with people, like real people, not their IG comment section, not their DMs, but like maybe on the phone. Like, it's funny to see and we ha ha, but also it's very sad as someone who grew up on the cusp of technology, where I remember not having a computer in the home to then getting one, and rotary phones and all that. I've seen all that it's sad that my friend doesn't want to hear my voice when I call. It's sad that so many people have anxiety calling a doctor's office to make an appointment. It's sad that hanging out with your friends online is the new thing versus sitting on my stoop with my friends, laughing and talking in real life. Like, you guys know how this goes. I have what I intend, and then spirit shows up and says, shut the fuck up, Ty, we're talking. So this is what this is. I wanted to get on here and go, rah, and spirit is like, no. We need to get connected again. The world is wobbling off its axis because the world moves in community. And we have been so far fucking removed from community that we don't know our neighbors. I don't know my neighbors. I don't talk to them. For me, it's several things. I used to do intelligence, so like I really didn't get close to people because I just didn't want to deal with it. I'm a Virgo. I can do that. I have my close friendships and I'm okay with those. So I really don't know my neighbors. I know of them. I know what they look like. But I remember growing up, my mom knew my neighbors. So much so that the neighbors looked out for us when we were on, running the neighborhood. We didn't appreciate it as children, but like that is the community that I grew up in. And so I grew up in the 90s, 80s born, 90s raised, but we've lost connection to community. And our power is in community. Our power is not in our personhood, so to say. Yes, we are very powerful beings, but our power is not in our singular self. And that's why I have an exclusive group called the Miracle Frequency Group. It's a group of about 30 women currently, who is at the top of their fucking game in their respective fields, right? they're making it happen. They're making it do what it do. I've been with some of them for years. I've seen them from couch surfing to Emmys to walking red carpets, because that's what I do. But that was done in community. There were people behind you, pushing you, saying you can do it, hold fast, cheering you on, because there's no negativity in my community. I tell them straight up, if you got something negative to say, just shut the fuck up, because nobody needs it. And so it's a community of women just egging for your success. And that's a different type of fucking energy than trudging it alone and trying to make it work and failing and no one being there to like help you and talk to you and assure you that you're not alone and all those other things. We've gotten so far removed from that we don't think we need other people. And so I am of the I don't need a man. Pause. Because I already know what's going to happen. I am very, like I said, I say what I mean, right? I don't need a man. Do I desire one? Do I love relationships? Those are different things. So don't misread what I'm saying. I'm smelling smoke. And it's not my cannabis, and it's not that. So it must be somebody's ancestor or something. It's different. It's like pipe tobacco or something. It's pipe tobacco and like Drakkar Noir. Okay. It feels like they're not here to give a message. They just here to hear the message. Like, it feels like people are coming to sit down and hear the message. So, like, I don't know whose grandfather it is. It feels... It's mine. That's odd. And I only say that because he never comes. He never speaks. He's never come forth like this ever. I can speak to him like I know he's there, but in terms of like interacting with me and my clairs, my audiences, my smells and my senses and all that, he's never done that. So, damn. I lost track. Let me jump back in. I'm sorry. My humanness took over. I'm sorry. Okay. We've become so far removed from humanity that we're shifting ourselves at a cellular fucking level to where now us being in close community brings disharmony. And a lot of this is trauma. I mean, the last 3 years alone was traumatic enough, and I know we laughed and we joked through it. But if you're the era that I've lived in, this is just one more fucking thing on top of another fucking thing. Like, the world was supposed to end the year I graduated high school. year 2000. Then we had the Iraq War. Then we had the war in Afghanistan. We had the swine flu. We've had a depression. We've had a housing market crash. And we were old enough to actually feel the results because I bought my house in 2017. So we were old enough to, I think at that time I was 25, right? So we felt that, the economic downturn. We went from what was it, fire drills at school to my daughter having active shooter drills in kindergarten. Right? So that's enough to breed a little bit of anxiety to where your nervous system says people aren't safe. You see it on the news. You see it on the newspaper. You see it in the shows you watch. You see it and you hear it in the music. Everything is telling your body you're not safe. That other people aren't safe. And COVID reinforced it. COVID told you other people aren't safe. Stay in groups of 3 to 5. Remain 6 feet away from each other. I laughed and I joked that when my daughter grows up, we all have that bubble. And for most of us, it's 3 feet. It's going to be 6 feet. And they're not going to know why they feel so weirded out by people being this close to them. They're just going to have this innate feeling in their body that says this is wrong. They shouldn't be there. That's how your body is reacting. And that's what I'm saying. We're shifting our society so much away from humanity that it's evolving us on a very cellular fucking level to the point where being in community creates disharmony. So now there's no power in just our singlehood. And so the world is fucking struggling because we're all out for what we can get. And I'm not going to go on a capitalism tirade. Because I like money, but the only reason I like money is because money gets me what I need to enjoy myself under capitalism. You know what I'm saying? So I like money because of capitalism. I don't like capitalism. You hear me? So I want us to start being more intentional about what we're taking in and what we're reinforcing in our bodies. Because if we keep being separated as a people, they'll take away everything. Because if you keep the community fractured, nobody knows what's going on. Remember back in the day, we didn't even have cell phones and all that other shit, but you knew what the fuck was going on in your neighborhood because there was community. There was the ladies that gossiped. There was, the gossipers are very good. They're orators in community. Now, don't go making up shit, right? But, that's how we kept our ear to the street. That was a huge part of just culture. is having conversation about what's going on in the world and in our community, and we don't have those conversations anymore. We have manufactured fucking conversations about who should eat the first fucking piece of chicken first. Who cares? What does that change in the collective? What does that change in your fucking life? It's about the respect. Respect in that form and fashion that is made up. Respect shows honor to a person. You say that honoring you looks like this. But that's not what respect is. That's what you have made respect to mean. So all these arbitrary bullshits that we're making up, it's just stupid when we're all looking for the same fucking thing. And you may not know that's what you're looking for until you start to decondition and deprogram from the world. Everything you know to be true is probably a fucking lie. If somebody told you something, it's probably a fucking lie. In some way, shape, or fashion. There's either a lie to how it came about. There's a lie about what it means. There's a lie about, like, somebody made it up and just said this is the standard, and deal with it. So all these conventional things that we believe makes us who we are built on a fallacy. And I know, like, this is really vulnerable for me because I normally don't do these outside of my group. When I usually go live, I'm very structured. If you watch my, I'm very structured. Most of my free form readings where I let divinity speak straight through me, I do in my own community, and Spirit has been desiring that I do more of this, and so they fucking tricked me, because being seen is an issue for me. Being seen, right? That's a lot for me. And because you're not just seeing who I am on the surface, you're seeing who I am. Those who can see. And that's a vulnerable position for me. Because I don't know what you're going to see and how you're going to perceive me. And since I can't control what you perceive, that brings me a little bit of anxiety. Because I have become okay with who I am. But that doesn't mean that I'm okay with other people not being okay with who I am. That's a separate rule I gotta break. That's a separate thing. I love me. All of me. That's why I say leave me be. I'm gonna be here. You be there. Leave me alone. Right? I love me. I've grown accustomed to me. I have nurtured her to this goddess that she is, from the little shy girl that she was, that was scared to talk. at all to this, where I talk all fucking day. But again, I haven't mastered the art of letting others perceive all of me. I'm okay with putting myself out there and controlling what you see. But when I channel with divine, when I share my gifts, when I do my readings, I do so in very controlled environments. And we just got a whole ADHD sidetrack. But I think Spirit must have said what they said and been done with it. And I'm high as hell. I have no concept of how long I've been fucking talking. And I don't want to look. Anyways, if you like this version of the After Dark, I could try to keep it and see what we working with. I had fun. So if you guys like these After Dark talks, I might start even taking callers. If that's something y'all would like, let me know. Comment, share, subscribe. Can't wait to share more with you.